Hello, guys. Does everybody hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yep. We can hear you.
Excellent. Thank you so much, guys. Good afternoon, Luna Classic Community, and welcome to our first of many AMAs featuring Ventiswap, Terra Rebels, and Classic Crypto. Today, we're going to be discussing what is Ventiswap and how it will benefit our community. Also, we will be chatting with Terra Rebels and Classic Crypto. Towards the last 10 minutes of the AMA, we will give the community a chance to speak up and ask any questions if they have any. Okay, so let's get started. First, let me introduce you to my panel. First of all, we have Classic Crypto. How are you, Classy?
Dude, I am excited. I'm finally having more AMAs with Terra Rebels. You know, these guys have been killing it out of the ballpark. They're having the IBC. They're having so many updates in such a short amount of time. I mean, I don't think anybody expected the progress we made, but, you know, the Classic Crypto started back in May when the Luna crash happened. We started covering Luna Classic, and ever since then, the second governance happened. We got a lot more active, a lot more people got excited, and I mean, history kind of repeats itself, I guess, but the Rising Phoenix happened. We went to $4 billion in market cap. Now we're holding $1 billion, and now we're very excited to talk to Ventiswap to see what kind of utility they can bring to Lunk.
Awesome. That's nice to hear. We got also Duncan. How are you, Duncan?
I'm great. How are you today?
Doing excellent, man. Thank you so much for joining the space. We also have Yogabba. How are you, buddy?
Hello. Well, I'm alive. I'm okay. Thanks for having me here.
You're welcome. That's what's matter. And we have also from the Ventiswap team. Who do we have here?
My name is Michael, but on Telegram, you know me as Johnny Utah, and we have Dr. T with us as well. Really excited we're getting to have this second AMA. The first one was great. You know, we've had multiple private chats with you guys, and we both have a goal in mind. So now we can actually share that goal with the community, and hopefully everyone is on board for what we're offering to help with each other's projects here. So really looking forward to this morning or afternoon or evening, depending on where you are, AMA.
Perfect. We also have Dr. Token.
Hey, also very glad to be here and looking forward to answering any questions and making everything clear.
Amazing. Awesome. Thank you so much. I just want to ask each of one of you, you know, what is your goal with the community? How do you help out the community? And how many years of experience do you possess on crypto? Let's just start by Classy.
Yeah, so how I help the community, I mean, it's pretty obvious. I have a bunch of marketing right from my YouTube channel. I have my Twitter, I have my Instagram, I have my TikTok, I have everything kind of culminating to that. I also have a Terra Luna Classic validator. We push for the 5% commission. We're also the person that proposed Proposal 6082 against Terra Luna Classic scams, increased the deposit. So whenever people deposit for any scam links on Terra Station, now they got to pay 3 to 4 times more. So it's always great. Remember, no with veto makes them lose that deposit. So essentially, that's what we've been doing so far. Of course, we talk to projects within the sphere. We talk to projects within Cosmos. We talk to others. I'm sure all of us are doing that. But, you know, hopefully the goal is to get a lot of those guys in here and continue marketing, right?
Nice. That's good to hear. Thank you so much for helping out, man. We also have Venus. Venus just joined. How are you, Venus?
I finally managed to log in. Apparently, I can't do it from my laptop, so I had to switch to mobile and reset my password, so that was fun.
That's good. That's good to hear here. That's the important part. So we have also Duncan.
Yeah, so I do a couple different things. For Terra Rebels specifically, I am helping Zeradar write his form of the USTC proposal, which is he's outlined on his Medium. And then I also run the Onyx validator on Terra Station, which is a 100% commission validator that reinvests most of the money on the chain.
Excellent. That's good to hear, man. Thank you so much for your hard work as well. What about you, Yogabba? How do you help us out?
I'm a member of a front-end team in Terra Rebels currently, and also acting as a team representative. my team is mostly focusing on maintaining front-end applications. Me personally, I'm developing some sort of a community hub. That's my main focus right now, and preparing for the launch of V23 with changes we need to implement in station clients, extensions, station desktop, etc.
Nice, nice. And what about you, Venice? How do you help out the community?
I help in Classic Core, and if needs doing anything from articles to project management to talking to other people to working between projects to just pretty much anything that needs bringing in together. And I also help out with other teams if the occasion arises. So I'm very fluent in that manner.
Excellent. That's good to hear. First of all, I want to say thank you to all of you, because without your hard work, everything that is going on in our chain wouldn't be happening. So a big applause for you guys. So moving into different things. So Classy, the space is yours. You may introduce Ventiswap and we'll go from there, okay?
Yeah, so Ventiswap is a pretty interesting project. It's on the website says a true non-custodial cross-chain decentralized exchange. If you guys didn't know, we've been kind of scouting out for decentralized exchanges that want to launch natively on Terra Luna Classic, but these guys, of course, they have their own thing going. However, getting that help has been awesome. It says on the website, Ventiswap's proprietary algorithm allows for true cross-chain swaps while optimizing for low transaction fees. So, I'd love to hear how the IBC kind of tunes into how Ventiswap does things. I do know there's a lot of people in the community of Terra Luna Classic that hold it on different chains, such as the Binance Smart Chain and perhaps even the Ethereum chain. So Ventiswap, if you can go ahead and introduce yourselves. What is Ventiswap?
Yes, thank you for that intro, Classy. And again, you can call me Michael, or as I'm known on Telegram as Johnny Utah. So with Ventiswap, what we wanted to do is we wanted to create a safe space and environment for people to trade between assets at the lowest fees possible. And a lot of people, they see we charge 2% for our transactions. But we've done major comparisons with our competitors showing how you save significant money, because with Ventiswap, there is no price impact on any trade size. There is no leveraging of the tokens. There is zero slippage. With Ventiswap, slippage is basically obsolete, and we give you dollar for dollar on your trade. And let's look at it this way. Like when you're doing a transaction through smart contracts or bridges, that requires a lot more gas. You see that on a lot of these, like Uniswap or PancakeSwap or AnySwap, where the gas sometimes is just ridiculous, especially on the ETH network. Now with Ventiswap, we've been able to optimize gas to almost to the exact same price you're paying when you send the token from one of your wallets to your other wallets. All of our liquidity is provided by Binance. Now, a lot of people are like, well, doesn't that make you a centralized exchange because you have a centralized liquidity source? Well, I guess you could say in a sense, yes, but everything else is our coding makes us decentralized. We're non-custodial. There is no registration. We even have an automatic refund function for failed transactions. And we've noticed the only reason why a transaction has ever failed is for three reasons. One, someone closes out their browser before a transaction completes. Two, they disconnect their wallet or switch the network of their wallet before a transaction completes. Or three, let's say you're going from ETH to BNB. Well, we offer BNB Beacon Chain, which is BEP2, as well as Binance Smart Chain BNB, which is BEP20. So say you put in a Binance Smart Chain wallet address and accidentally select BNB Beacon Chain, that transaction will fail because they're not both on the same network. And then after any of those failed attempts take place, 24 hours later, there is an automatic refund function at no additional charge to the person using the platform. We also, offer almost like a portfolio type platform where you can actually, while a transaction is taking place, you can see charts, your assets auto displayed depending on the wallet and the network connected, as well as crypto news. On our desktop version, we have our what we call Venti data. It allows you to see the volume, live trades taking place, usage, and where Ventiswap's being used globally.
It's You cut out there.
Which part did I cut out on? I apologize.
Yeah, right now.
Oh, I answered your question unless you want me to continue.
I mean, yeah, go for it. As much information as possible.
All right. So again, I don't want any confusion. Ventiswap is not built on any blockchain. We are not building it on the Luna Classic blockchain. We run off of, like it says, proprietary algorithm. We get a lot of people wanting to see our coding. Is it open source? Is it this? You know, I always tell everyone, you know, what our developers have developed. And I want to make this clear. I'm not a developer. No one on my team that's in here is a developer. Our developers, we have a professional development firm out of Pakistan and the UK. And it's about 40 plus developers we have, with 9 to 11 of them dedicated at all times to what we're doing. I am a co-founder. My business partner is not on this with us today, but we have one of our admin, Dr. T, that is here with us today. We speak all the time on the phone, so he knows just as much as I do when it comes to the project. But again, we want to bring something to the crypto space that's safe, secure, and what we're planning on doing for Luna Classic, we are trying to get the token relisted. We did have that NUST prior. When the unfortunate collapse took place, Binance pulled those liquidity pools from us, and our developers are constantly asking them, when are you going to make it available again? And they're just not doing it yet, but we're getting close to it. So what we're proposing is all transactions that take place on the Ventiswap platform, we're willing to take a percentage of our profit each month, buy and burn Luna Classic tokens. And this helps in one of two ways. It creates brand awareness of Ventiswap and usage of our platform. And at the same time, we're helping your project. You know, I support heavily what Terra Rebels are doing and the Luna Classic community is doing. You know, a lot of people would have just walked away, and you guys see that this is a great blockchain, a great project, and you want to rebuild it and revive it. Now, I've had a lot of personal conversations with some of the Terra Rebels, and they did ask, and I told them I wanted to discuss this with the community because I believe in transparency, if a percentage of that could go back to them for development. And we are 100% supportive of that. In a percent of what comes in from the volume that Luna Classic's community generates, a percent going to them for development. So that's one of the things we were going to discuss today, is how much of that does the Luna Classic community and Terra Rebels want to go to the burn, and how much do they want to go to the developers for further development?
You know, I do think we have something already in the Terra Luna Classic community on our tax. It's like 10% of the 0.2% goes back to the developers. And of course, it's the community pool, so it's a bit different. You'd be asking more so a direct compensation of the Terra Rebels development team, if I'm correct, right?
Well, no, not at all. So what I'm saying is the percentage is tiered, what we're offering. It goes 2%, 5%, 10%, and 20%. Now, our competitors out there, you know, they're doing like 15 million to 50 million in volume daily. Let's hypothetically say we're able to hit that target, because we have some other things in the work too to build this volume up for us, because we're new. We just launched beginning of July, and I held off on any marketing because I wanted to make sure our platform was at its, you know, top form before just pushing it out there. I believe actions speak louder than words, and too many crypto projects, I feel, they create hype and then nothing follows. I wanted to do the opposite, create the platform, then create the hype. So say we did $1 billion in volume a month, which is not out of the realm of impossible since competitors are doing that. We would take 20% of our fees. So hypothetically, let's say $4 million. So out of that $4 million, it would be up to the Terra Rebels and the Luna Classic community. How much of that $4 million goes towards the buy and burn, and how much goes towards the developers to continue further development?
I think this needs to end up on Agora, on the forum, so the community members and some other people can express their views on this. That's the best way of going this, because if we're just doing it in the AMA, it's just going to be a few people that speak. It's going to be me, Duncan, whoever else, right? And it's just a few people here. But on Agora, we can have hundreds of people joining into the conversation.
I agree with this. My conversations I've had with some of your team has been limited. It's been with Rex. It's been with Vegas. It's been with Rick. Duncan, I'm not sure if I think you're in that private Telegram chat we have. I know I've spoken to Yogabba. We actually did a little quick VC prior to this the other day, just to get on the same page, create the introductions, and see how we could help each other's projects out to the best of our abilities.
Yeah, you can add me to the group as well, and I'll help out whichever way I can.
Yeah, so tell me, Ventiswap, I'm looking at your phase 2 here. It seems like you've got like this Venti NFT cross-chain marketplace coming and this Venti wallet. First off, is that going to take a while? Like, is that going to happen Q2 2023? Is this coming soon? Is this going to have Luna Classic integrations? Because I do know we are in pretty dire needs right now of a solid NFT marketplace and a solid place to store funds other than the TFL Terra station.
So first and foremost, please forgive us for our website. It is a temporary website that I had to build until our developers finished building our new one. So it's just a quick little landing page that we put up. So with the Venti NFT cross-chain marketplace, it's been in development. We kind of put a little pause on that because we've been focusing all our attention to Ventiswap because we are getting ready for audit at the end of the year. We're sending it to QuantStamp. And for those of you who are not familiar with QuantStamp, they did ETH 2.0's audit, they did Maker's audit, they did Solana's audit. They do a lot of major projects audits. So we've just been focusing a lot of the attention. Now with the Venti wallet will be, as far as I know, the first wallet that will allow you to connect to dApps on pretty much every single network. And that's been something we've been running into, is trying to find a wallet to utilize on Ventiswap where you can connect a dApp to the BTC network so you can trade from Bitcoin. We found a wallet. We're waiting on their developers for that wallet to give us the literature to create the signage page so you can do the transaction. But this is the trouble that we've been finding. Like, we had to hunt down a mainnet wallet for Cardano and then XRP and all these other ones. With Venti wallet, it will be one wallet that allows you to connect to any dApp on any network. As well as when we're now talking about potentially integrating a 2FA for you to utilize the wallet. So not just clicking confirm, but a 2FA of like a text code or something. So just to keep your wallet and your assets more safe and secure. But the goal is, once we get Ventiswap to audit, it's going to be full force back on those other projects. And we're hoping, it was supposed to be by the end of this year, but we're hoping it'll be sometime first, if not second quarter of next year for those both to be launched.
Yeah, I've got a quick question here in regards to Lunk. So you're going to have these transaction fees, right? They're tiered 2, 5, 10. I've used DEXs like PancakeSwap, SushiSwap, Uniswap, all these other DEXs. And I heard at some point you said that it was 0% slippage. Was I correct in that regard?
Well, those aren't fees. I don't want you to think the 2, 5, 10 are fees. We have a static, non-fluctuating fee of 2% of all transactions. And some people are like, oh, that's a lot. Well, it's 0.02. Yeah, it looks like more on paper when you go to our competitor. But if you look on our Twitter and our YouTube, we've actually posted videos of transactions of $20 up to $30,000 comparing against our competitors. And we are anywhere from 50% or more cheaper than anyone out there. And that is because you're getting the power of a centralized exchange in the form of a DEX with Ventiswap. Because Binance, they handle the market maker. They handle the liquidity. We do all the coding to have the transactions interact. There is no price impact. The minute you hit swap, that price is locked. That is the price you're getting back in the tokens you want to receive, minus the 2% fee. So there is no slippage required. There is no slippage in our platform. You're getting dollar for dollar on your trade, again, minus the 2% fee we charge.
Dude, that's insane. And your transactions, I bet, are quicker too, because you're going through the Binance market maker. That must be like instantaneous. Transaction times on our platform have been 15 minutes, 5 to 15 minutes. But like, Matthew from CoinMerge, they're our trade partners. We have a great relationship with CoinMerge. He was about a month ago, I think it was like, I don't know how much, about $3,000 worth. That transaction from BNB to ETH went through in 2.5 minutes. We had another gentleman or woman, I don't know who it was. They did about a $20,000 transaction of ETH to BNB. That transaction was 4.5 minutes. And that's cross-chain. That's ludicrous. I mean, like, if I'm trying to do a cross-chain transaction through the Binance bridge, it takes forever. So it is nice to hear that. So the transaction fees, though, like if I'm on the same chain, is it faster or is it still like the same amount of time?
Well, I've noticed ETH and Bitcoin, those two take the longest because there's a lot of congestions on those networks. But say you wanted to go from Solana to BNB, you're looking at about a 2.5 to 3 minute transaction, again, depending on the blockchain. The transactions just vary on the network's congestion. It doesn't matter if it's the same or if you're going to different. And I just also want to point out, we don't just have native assets. Every asset we offer is offered on multiple different networks. Like USDT alone, I think we have 8 or 9 different networks of that. Same thing with ETH, same thing with Bitcoin, same thing with BNB, Solana. And I'm sure once we get Luna Classic back on there, we'll have the different variations of your token that Binance makes available to us.
Yeah, all I have to say is for the guys that haven't been too into like decentralized finance, this this is like needed. Very, very needed. A place that I could just cross-chain everything in one go, not have to worry about it. It's already backed by a centralized exchange's market maker. Like that is great to hear. And so this 2% burn, right? It's not exactly 2%, right? Like what's the split off for this? How much are you taking?
It's not 2% burn. What we charge is a 2% fee. That's the only money we make. That we're taking out of the 2% that we make, a percentage of that to go towards your burn. It's tiered. I don't have it in front of me, but if someone wants to put that flyer up, I think in the Jumbotron here, it's tiered. You know, like it's 2% for one tier, 5% for another monetary amount tier, 10%. And if we hit $1 billion plus in volume, we're going to take 20% of what we bring in for our profit and use that to give to your developers for development and to buy back and burn the Luna Classic token. And I was talking with Rex. I don't know if Rex is in here today, but I was talking with him the other day and I said, you know, if we were to do a complete burn of all that money and nothing went to the developers, we'd be burning close to, I don't know, 20 billion plus tokens. Well, that was when your price was a little higher than what it is now. So, I mean, that'd be burning more than Binance has burned to date.
Yeah, of course you have higher burns. Dude, that's really, really good. Yeah, the transaction fees is all you're taking from there, and you're doing more than any of us are ever doing, right? 0.2%, you're doing 2, 5, 10, 20%. Wow, that is great stuff. And so, like, how did these talks start? Because I do know, I see on your website, it says you're like a Binance partner, right?
Well, Binance, we have a collaboration or a cooperation with them, I guess you could say. So yes, an affiliation. You know, it wasn't easy. We get asked all the time, how did you get that? I mean, we're not going to tell you guys because then anyone, could attempt. It's not guaranteed. But they really do a major and massive background check on our developers, on my partner and I. When they first gave us the access or the keys to the liquidity, I guess you could say, they limit you. It's almost like you're tiered what you can do. They want to make sure you're not someone trying to defraud and scam their liquidity. So it took us a while to get to where we are with them, for them to allow. I think the max transaction someone could do right now is 100,000 ETH. That's what they're limiting us with, that dollar amount. And if you did 100,000 ETH, what's that, like 120 something million dollars? If you tried that transaction on one of our competitors, it'd be 100% price impact because they don't have the liquidity to cover it. With us, you'd be getting dollar for dollar minus that 2% fee.
Hey, I just wanted to make sure that nobody confuses. When we said got the keys, that doesn't mean we actually have the keys to the wallets, to the Binance liquidity.
No. It was a figure of speech. It was a figure of speech.
Nope, I just wanted to specify that just in case somebody took it literally.
Well, I appreciate that, Dr. T.
I wanted to add something to what you were talking earlier about the wallet, because I personally right now use 4 different wallets extension: MetaMask, Terra Station wallet, right, Binance wallet, etc. And it's insanely confusing for, I have some sort of knowledge, right, about what I'm doing, but for a new user, that's like many people just give up even getting into crypto world because of complexity of it. And with you introducing that single wallet for almost every dApp there available, right? That's a really great step bring crypto to like the everyday users, right? So I'm actually really looking forward for that, and you already sold me on this one.
Well, I appreciate that, Yogabba, and I appreciated our talk the other day. It was nice getting to finally meet each other and chat. I'm looking forward to doing work with you guys. One thing I do want to add is the mass confusion people have with crypto wallets. Trust wallet, Coinbase wallet, yes, they can hold Bitcoin, they can hold XRP and all this, because we get it all the time. Hey, I connected my Trust wallet through Wallet Connect. Why can't I trade this asset? Well, it's not about what assets the wallet holds. It's about what networks they allow that wallet to connect to adapt with. And that's where the Venti wallet is going to come in by making everything just easy. We're going to try and make it as easy as possible. But the one thing our developers are stating, and this is why it's going to take a little longer, technology with blockchain has changed. It's different. People are not just doing Solidity files now. They're doing JSON files. They're doing other types of files. So for us to get all of these combined into one wallet, it's going to take some time. And that's, like I said, why we put a little pause on it. And it's been pushed to, first quarter, second quarter of next year.
Would be an awesome quality of life feature. I don't know if you guys are doing this, but whenever I want to add a network onto my MetaMask, I have to go through the network name, the RPC, the chain ID, all this different information that might be very confusing to other people. Have you guys thought of just like adding this add network with like a drop down of all of the different chains you support, which is pretty much every chain, right?
Well, Venti Wallet, they're already going to be added in there. It's going to be auto. It's not going to be like, okay, which one do you want to add or remove? Kind of like you see in a Trust wallet, or as you just mentioned, having to manually put it into a MetaMask, so on and so forth. It will automatically already be there when you download it.
Okay, that's great. How many times have I tried to like explain to someone how to put a network name and all those different pieces of information into MetaMask? That's great stuff. And so like Terra Luna Classic, right? You guys were covering it before the crash, right? You had that on your chain. You did say though that you're waiting to launch some of your features on quarter 1, quarter 2 of 2023, correct? So what difference in features are we going to be expecting then versus when you had it before?
You mean when I think what you mean is like when Luna C, we had Luna C listed, well, just Luna, it was listed before on Ventiswap, and it was tradable, just like any other asset on Ventiswap. When the crash happened, Binance pulled that, and it's like we can see it there. It's actually there, but we don't have any access to it. And we've been pushing, as Johnny said earlier, he said, man, we want it back. We want it back. And Binance is just saying, well, we're going to hold off a little bit and just see where this goes. But as soon as we can relist it, then it'll be tradable on the swap with all the other assets again. And to tie into the wallet, when the wallet comes out, since it'll be a supported asset on Ventiswap, then it will also be supported by the Venti wallet.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, they delisted it after. And hopefully Binance gets a more positive outlook about our coin. But if I can get your attention to the top of this Jumbotron, we could actually see right now they put the data on exactly how much swap volume needs to be had to have their fees, right? So if they have 99...
What? Classy, that's not the right one.
That's not the right one? Oh, no.
That's not the right one.
Okay, so do I just
it's
skip over that?
Graphic. It's a great graphic about Ventiswap, but it's not the one about
That's not the one, no.
Come on. Dev is kind of thrown over here. Okay. All right. I guess we'll skip over that.
While you're looking for that, I just want to make it utterly clear, right? This burn and everything we're talking about, it doesn't start when Luna C gets relisted on Ventiswap. It starts now. Any asset, if you guys go out and say, hey, use Ventiswap, and somebody uses it to trade Bitcoin to Solana, Solana to Bitcoin, okay, that counts towards the volume, right? That counts toward, this is total swap volume goes towards these burn percentages. And I think I see it now. I think it's up there on the Jumbotron now.
Yeah, you should have said that first. Total swap volume? Like, are you serious? So right now it works, right? So this on-chain thing works. You do it right now.
For everyone to just test it out, whether you want to do, $15, $20. Now, some assets there is a minimum, like USDT. There is a minimum. And Bitcoin, there is a minimum, but that's not because of us. That's because Binance, with their liquidity pools, what they're requiring for the trades of those. But I definitely ask everyone, test it out. It works. Desktop is the only one, that offers the Venti data. You can actually see your transaction live after it's done in the live trades, your volume, you see it added, your user usage. We are working on a way to try and integrate that into mobile. It's just kind of hard because some of the information, but it is something that developers are looking into.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and test this out while we're on the AMA. But so is the thing on top of me now, is that accurate or is that still incorrect?
That is accurate 100%. So
Cool.
This is a percent of the 2% total fees we bring in. So no one is being charged extra. It's not like, okay, you're paying this percent now on a transaction fee. No, our 2% of that volume number, what that equates, and then we take a percentage of that based on this tier to give back to you guys.
Yeah, and keep in mind that's total monthly swap volume. So it's not just Luna Classic, it's everything. So anything you guys want to swap, if you guys are usually using like Umbria for your wormholes instead, I mean, it might make more sense to use a centralized exchange's market maker with a lot more liquidity. It's like something like Ventiswap, obviously, like test it out, use burner wallets, etc. Get yourself familiar with, decentralized finance, a very complicated world. But, I wanted to thank Ventiswap for coming on here because I'm personally going to use this. I'm definitely going to try this out. I have needed this. This is an actual problem that people in DeFi face. So it's a good thing to have someone that has the solutions appropriated for it. So, of course, thank you, Ventiswap. But I did want to go ahead and hop over to the Terra Rebels. Of course.
Can I add one more thing? Okay, so I just want to point out to everyone that is newer to crypto or those that may not understand. The problem we see when people are going from anything they're trading to BNB. BSC, the Binance Smart Chain, those wallet addresses start with 0x. That's traditionally what you see in your MetaMask. That is what you use on PancakeSwap. The BNB Beacon chain, which is BEP2, those wallet addresses start with BNB. If you put the wrong wallet address with the wrong asset of that, it will fail. We've seen this being the main issue of failed transactions. People are like, oh, it says BNB, that's the network. Well, you want Binance Smart Chain, not BNB Beacon chain. I just wanted to add that in there real quick, just to clarify that for anyone who's going to attempt to use.
Yeah, if you guys need to Google it, it's BEP20. It has like a little dash on it, BEP-20. That's the Binance Smart Chain. Make sure you're using that. Nothing else is going to work. I know they have two chains, the Beacon, but nobody really uses it for like their actual coins. From what I can recall, it's literally only BEP-20. So, of course, thank you, Ventiswap, for coming on here. I'm going to test it out. I'll see what happens. I'll probably do like a tweet or two about it. But anyway, I wanted to talk to the Terra Rebels because it's been a bit since we've talked to the Terra Rebels about what's been happening on their roadmap. Of course, from what I last recall, we were working on re-enabling IBC. I do know there is like a proposal out there. It is a community member doing this, not Terra Rebels. It was like number 84 on the Cosmos station about like re-enabling this channel. But I did want to hear about that and overall like what you guys are doing on your roadmap. So thank you for joining me, Yogabba, and the rest of the Terra Rebels and Venus.
So maybe I will start here because basically we are testing V23 right now. That means enabling IBC, parity with Luna 2.0, etc. So main code from core classic team is basically ready, right? But the problem is launching it in this current state right now means we most likely gonna break all front-end applications, and there is a huge chance the smart contract's not gonna work. So focus of my team right now is to make sure we have ready clients for this release. So that means station, extension, station desktop, mobile apps. So when there is no big problem if it comes to front-end application for desktop, there is a little bit bigger problem if it comes to the mobile apps, because it takes quite long time for both Google and Apple to actually accept your code. And since the changes are so big that there is literally no chance for us they're gonna be merged by TFL, that means we have to release our version of applications, right? So, well, we are on the good track for it. Probably gonna reach our deadline if it comes to the roadmap, but still everyone is working 24/7 to make sure we actually can deliver working product, because there is no point to release it if nothing will work, right? So yeah, it's a busy time in Terra Rebels now.
Yeah, a lot of devs are actually under pressure and they're very stressed out. They're not. We're trying to make it for the deadline, and that's actually very stressful. The choice was between making something that wouldn't be so ideal and making a better product, and to make something better would require for other things to break, and we went for the second option. In order to make it better. So this is why it adds extra stress, but in the long term, it's going to be better.
Yeah, because you guys have to collaborate with a lot of these different extensions and decentralized applications that probably don't really know much about like what you're building on V23. So it's kind of expected for a lot of it to break. That's cool. That it makes sense, right? I remember when we did the burn, a lot of different dApps ended up breaking. They didn't have the whole like transaction fees set out. I know like at some point Terra Station transactions weren't going through, but that was like very quickly fixed. It wasn't like the biggest deal in the world. How you doing, Vegas?
Hi, Matt. All good. I realize I have a lot of problems speaking on Twitter. My phone is broken. But yeah, this one, I was just listening what you were saying. This one will not be as simple as the tax, you know. If like Yogabba was just saying, if we release it like it is now, we'll break. Is a big possibility of breaking a lot of smart contracts. So what the idea is that it's like we're not going to release broken codes to the public. That's why a lot of tests needs to be done to even to release this version, you know. So yeah, on the tax it's something more simple to fix. On this one, no. On this one, mate, is it has to be done very, very carefully. So so we don't release broken code to the community, of course. So yeah.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense, Vegas. I mean, a V23 sounds like a lot bigger of a deal than just like a little code change on like that UST code that turned into the burn tax, right? So we respect a lot what you do for the Terra Rebels. I respect everybody from the Terra Rebels, especially like the front end. Those guys are like the unsung heroes. They're trying to build out a lot of these extensions and make them look all pretty so that Terra Luna Classic is a viable chain to build on. So, we talk great about the Terra Rebels. We talk great about Terra CV. And literally every team that's building on Luna Classic, we love them all because they're very much needed. They need the respect. I remember like there was like this Terra Grants program. I hope like someday we can get more sustainable ways of doing this. And that's why like we talked to Ventiswap. Ventiswap has great stuff going on for it, right? It's a true on-chain DEX. From everything I'm hearing, it sounds great. So hopefully that ends up paying off for the Lun community. But, going on about this whole like V23 thing, is there a possibility for delays from December?
No one wants that, and Vinos that is organizing this, and Yogabba that knows exactly what the monster that he has to fix in the future. I believe that no one wants any delay. regarding the roadmap that we share with the community. That being said, I believe that it will be better for us to not even think of bringing something that is broken to the community. So if we talk about any delay, is a delay that imagine that we said that it is going to be on December, and instead of being December, it's January, but you're going to have 100% a code that is working. It'll be better that way if we follow completely the roadmap, and in the end, it's just 90% that is working properly. You know. That being said, it's not a question of working or not. It's just more testing, and like you said, the heroes of front end, they will have to work a lot for this roadmap to be fulfilled. But yeah, Yogabba, you want to?
Yeah, I believe there are actually two ways we can release it, right? If it comes to front-end applications, because that's gonna be the biggest issue, we most likely gonna be ready with everything except mobile apps. And that's not really because when we are lazy or don't have time, it just takes so much time, right, to have them approved. So I believe we can, for example, release our own separate version of extension in December, and that will allow community to interact with the blockchain almost like nothing happened. The only problem might be using mobile applications, but that's also not 100% sure, because if we get those applications accepted in time of 2 weeks or 3 weeks, then we're gonna make it before Christmas. But right now, this is gonna be up to Google and Apple how long it's gonna take, because we have to change code in mobile station for both operating systems, submit this code changes, and then basically wait for it to be approved, right? It's either going to be approved or not. If not, well, then we have to try again, and it's going to take some more time. But I think we could deliver it with like 90% of functionality. So basically, it might be a little bit inconvenient for people to interact with chain, but they will still have a lot of new functionality, right? IBC channels, etc. Parity with Luna 2.0. That will also allow developers from other Cosmos chains to start developing on a Classic. So, but don't really take it for granted what I'm saying here, because it might change in a week, right? Suddenly we find out there is some breaking change and decide to delay the release of V23. But as for now, I believe we are on a good track. We have a very strong developers in our front-end team. We got a new member about a week ago who is a developer with close to 25 years of experience, and he's insane force who joined our front-end team. So, well, I hope for the best, but also we are preparing for a delay if it's going to be necessary.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. You know, you always got to account for code that randomly breaks out of nowhere. Happens to pretty much every development team out there, at least from what I've noticed. So pretty much web is done, right? It's almost ready. Mobile might be a couple issues going on there because of Google, because of the App Store, and not the greatest thing in the world to get things approved there. I know I had the biggest issue in crypto gaming, getting a lot of these games approved for the App Store. Of course, it wasn't me, right? But, you know, games that I had invested in, like WagMe, I know was one of them. It was like Axie Infinity had a bunch of trouble on there. I think they're not even on there. They're on like test flight. So I could imagine the amount of issues you guys could be going through. Do you guys have anything exciting going on in Q1? Because I know that your roadmap is tentative to change. Just like Yogabba said, you know, a week later, things might get a little bit more spicy. Are we to be expecting anything crazy happening in the short term?
I don't think anything really crazy gonna happen. The problem is why it's subjected to changes. Mostly because we are not only people who can develop, right? in case, like, for example, some other team decides to put a lot of work and, let's say, open IBC channels, right? That means there is no point for two development teams working exactly on the same. So we can either shift and try to implement different functionality, or, well, join forces with them, or whatever. There are a million options what can happen, right? So it's mostly because, yes, we believe there will be other groups of developers trying to work on this chain. So that's why we are leaving ourselves like option to change the roadmap. And if it comes to the roadmap itself, I think we will really at least update it soon, but that's like not our biggest priority because, well, of other stuff we are working on. But I want to, well, have a meeting with other teams and update it on the website. But most likely that's going to happen with release of version 2 of the website, which, well, hopefully happens soon.
At the moment, it's all hands on deck for V23. That's all. That's like that. The horizon. It's getting V23 ready because it's such a big undertaking, and because we haven't been part of the IBC for so long, it needs a lot of work and it needs a lot of updating and things being done properly. And that's like the big workload at the moment. And this is like, we've just been in a meeting with Zaradar like last week, and he's like, guys, everybody who's not doing something important, can we all help with V23? And this is where it's at. We all are helping in whichever position we can to get this done. So thinking outside of this box at the moment is like, okay, you can see the roadmap is there, but it's not on the horizon. The horizon right now is making V23 and doing this properly and doing it right.
Yeah, the way I see it is once you guys finish with V23, I'd imagine you guys have a lot of projects stocked up either from like Luna 2 or from just the overall Cosmos chain with IBC that want to come. Hopefully some of those developers end up helping with like layer 1 chain development. They hop on here rogue and, we get even faster progress than we got before. There's definitely like a lot of things that come that are positive for V23. So I think that it itself, right, gets people excited for what's to come. Because I feel like, a couple months ago, we were just going memes. And then September happened, everything got serious, right? We finally got a really solid development team that could actually crack the code on Cosmos. Rust, it's a complicated language. Not everybody knows how to do it. So it's nice to see, the Terra Rebels and you guys still kicking it around and making really good progress on our chain. So, of course, thank you. I am a Terra Luna Classic validator. A lot of us are looking forward to what you guys are doing. Duncan, do you have anything to say about our chain? I know you're doing a lot of juicy business development.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure what you're looking for here on terms of that. But there's nothing super juicy on my end, I suppose. Most of the things I do are related to doing USTC thing, which is a little longer time horizon than the upcoming V23 that Venus and Yogabba talked about.
Yeah, and is that hybrid proposal still happening? Because I remember Zardar was talking about that. Or are you guys going to change that around?
Yeah, so we're trying to get it out, I think, by next month, if we can. But I just have to edit the latest draft I sent him. It's kind of a dense proposal, and if we're going to show it to the community, it needs to be understandable because it's kind of technical in nature.
Yeah, that's going to be my job.
Yeah, you might want to show it to me. I kind of like blow my brains out sometimes when I'm reading through these proposals. So I can imagine how the community feels with it. But it's nice to know, there is progress being made in that regard. I thought of like the idea of a reserve currency was like very exciting. And I'm sure once you guys iron it out and you make it even better than what it is right now, people are going to be even more pumped for what's to come with our chain, right? So as you guys heard, main focal points, V23 is happening. It's happening pretty damn soon, right? Either in December or January at the latest. And overall, like We are all hands on deck. So I'm going to go ahead, open this panel if you guys are comfortable, get some questions out for the Terra Rebels. I'm sure you guys are excited to ask the TR about what's going on within our chain. So let me go ahead, approve a couple of speakers. If you guys can go ahead, request on the bottom left, it says request to speak. Let me go ahead and grab Mansa Munsa here. How you doing, Mansa Munsa? You've got 1 minute to ask your question, and then we're going to go ahead, just turn this out 1 minute, 1 minute. How you doing? Mansa, do you have a question for the TR? All right, we're going to go ahead and skip over that one. And so, okay. Oh, and by the way, so this whole burn tax thing, are we going to keep this at 0.2%? Because I saw on your roadmap that this was going to get reassessed.
That's not up to us. That's up to the community. But yeah, sure. Ideally, at some point, quote unquote, reassess. But again, that comes to governance, that comes to community, and they'll decide the percentage. We just do the code.
Yeah, I think that's how it should be. It's good for TR to kind of put the back pedal here and let the community decide a lot for what's to come rather than just like centralized force. Let's do everything, right? So it's good that you're doing this. I love that.
Is my speaker on? No.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, cool. I don't see my little thing. So the community can, we don't need to do anything at this moment. It's like is a parameter change. They can do whatever they want. If they can propose to change it, to drop it, to increase it, or whatever. Yeah, and it's not on our hands anymore. It's done as a parameter change. The hard part was the change of the code. Now it's just parameter change. So anyone can do a change of the burn itself. And if you are seeing the roadmap, supposedly was not even assess the burn tax. Was supposed to be done more or less. I will say more or less now. Was done a little more. It was done what, three weeks ago? No, 1 month ago or something, when it was changed for 0.2%. So at least in my view, in my personal view, was done a little too soon. But is what it is. The community decided to change it. So yeah, it was on the hands of the community. So they decided to change it. They put the parameter change proposal, and with that was applied. So we cannot do anything against that because, or we don't want to do anything against that as well because it's a community choice and they have all the tools to do it. It's basically a parameter change, and the code is public, so everyone can do it.
Yeah, that was a great answer. It's nice to have the decentralized forces within our community deciding where we should be heading. Of course, to some degree, we need help. I know that the parameter change was like coded by Edward, but it is awesome to have you guys letting the community really decide for what the next big moves in terms of parameter changes goes in through. Because I know, like, even if you do V23, do you guys have to do that through a governance proposal?
The V23, it's a funny one. So we will have we were just talking about that yesterday regarding that. But the thing is, in reality, it doesn't seem that we need a governance proposal. What it seems fair is to bring a governance proposal. Even what we said, for example, Yogabba was just saying that some functionalities of DS might be lost partially for a little time. And we cannot just throw that to the community, at least in my view, without them knowing. At least we need the opinion of the community before we throw something to public, and people might think that they didn't have the choice to say yes or no regarding losing this utility for a month or having the IBCs 1 month in advance. So almost sure that will be, I'll say, polite to do a governance proposal on this level. Yeah, but it's not. Doesn't say anything that we need to do it. A governance proposal to do this, but it will be good to do it. And yeah, this is a decentralized chain, and it will be nice for the whole community to be involved on the direction that they want to keep moving. And it doesn't seem that big, but it's a massive change that we are implementing on the chain. So I will say yes, mate. Personally, I will say yes. I will say that the governance proposal will come out 100%. That's my view.
Yeah, it's good to hear that we're getting governance on our chain, and people can actually vote for V23, because I know you guys can probably do it without it. But I mean, either way, you should probably get a gauge on how the community feels about it. I'd assume people are excited for it. Of course, they have to look after what's broken, what's not broken, et cetera, right? To make their due diligence on it.
Yeah, 100%. This is my opinion is the only option as well that we have here is to explain to the community what is going on, what is the pros and cons of doing this in this timeline. And then the community will decide if they want to delay or not. Is going to be on the hands of everyone, not just like Yogabba was saying. Terra Rebels is one of the organizations that are working on the chain. Yes, it's the biggest one. It's the one that are more organized and it has more tools. It has big minds working there, but nothing stops another part of the community to organize and do something maybe quicker or maybe better than Terra Rebels itself are doing. So we cannot just decide, okay, we're going to implement this without even asking to the community. So it doesn't seem fair, you know what I mean? So yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead and open this panel up. Sammy had a question for the TR.
Thanks, Classy. I just want to say thank you guys for taking the time. It's very nice to hear you from you and the spaces. Thanks for taking the time to come and talk to the community. Really much appreciate it. I just want to talk about one thing that we touched with Duncan yesterday in the space, and that is potentially a proposal to take a further 10% of the 0.2 to feed the Oracle pool, which is evaporating at the moment. There's nothing. With V23 coming, with utilities coming, with the on-chain volume, hopefully touch with increasing, wouldn't it make sense to put something? Would you guys support something that would put a 10% goes to the community at the moment, and put a further 10% that goes into the Oracle pool to help to support that?
Wouldn't that fall into governance? That needs governance, and that would need a vote.
Yeah, it would need a vote. I'm just asking, would it be something that you guys would think would be supported?
I'm not sure that's up to us. That's up to the community, is it not? Because it's a community fund.
There's no way to do that. So at this moment, is no model that lets you send money directly to the Oracle pool. So in theory, that's, for example, when on the beginnings of times, yeah, when I put the 3568, the future of that proposal was going to be exactly something similar like that. Was going to be X to burn, X to go to the community pool, X to go to the Oracle pool, and X to start creating a reserve for the USDC repeg in the future, of course. I quickly realized that there's no way to send money to the Oracle pool. So that will have to be adjusted. If so, that model is not as simple as sending money to one wallet or even to the community pool wallet. The Oracle pool doesn't work exactly as linear, so it's going to be a little more difficult to do it. But for me, it's absolutely incredible that the community is already thinking on that. That yes, the Oracle pool is is decreasing in size, and we have to find a way to cycle that as well. One way, in my view, as well, the tax might work for that. Maybe someone more clever will find some better mechanism to solve it out. But a quick fix, in my opinion, yes, the tax will support that. That being said, is that I know as well, at least, is no mechanism that allows you to send money by the tax burn directly. So if the community decides to do something like that, then you will need a change on the code, as I know, and maybe Duncan knows something different, but or Yogabba, but I think is no way to send money directly to the Oracle pool.
If I could interject here real quick, Vegas, with what we're offering you guys, we can maybe even take a percent, not just to you guys for development or to the burn, but maybe a percent of that also going to your Oracle pool.
Sorry, can you say it again, please? I didn't understand.
So what I was stating is what we're proposing you guys for a percentage of our fees, instead of it just being for the burn and money for you guys for development, maybe we could also have some of that money going towards your Oracle pools.
Okay, I see what you mean. Okay, but it's not you are not talking regarding the tax proposal, yeah?
No, it's just something, in addition we'd be offering to help you guys with.
That'd be amazing. Okay, yeah, that will need.
I can add something to it. Right now we have money. Well, let's say, let's call it from the September, right, when the tax was introduced. Everything, the governance was restored. From those changes, we had money in Oracle Pool for about 18 months. So we still have some time to actually think about it. And like Vegas said, right now, there is no module which allows us to send money there because it was filled up by the swap mechanism between LUNC and USDC. But that doesn't mean it's not going to get fixed, right? Because if we start working on some sort of DPEG mechanism, that means the Oracle pool will start being filled again. So we are totally aware about that it's getting depleted faster than we would like to, but yes, there are definitely things which have to be done because without Oracle pool, the validators are not going to get paid. So there is no reason to run validator nodes on the chain. So yeah, I believe it's something maybe not only on our roadmap, but something for the whole chain that needs to be thought through.
And I just want to add real quick here on the Terra Rebels roadmap in Q2 of 2023. We do have re-enabled the market swap module on there, but this is kind of a more complex problem than it appears because, like they said, the Oracle pool is filled by the mint and burn swap, and we don't want to mint any more Luna Classic, obviously. So, we've been doing some research into ways that maybe we can reintroduce it at least on a controlled level, maybe like on the protocol, but a couple people in the Terra Rebels server for USTC side, I've been talking to some of them about how can we introduce mint and burn swap without it flying out of control again.
Yeah,
okay, great.
That makes a lot of sense. We're going to go ahead and get two more speakers here. We can go ahead and start with Mazeltech if you had a question for TR.
Hey, Classy. Thanks for having me on and calling me up. And thanks again for your AMA, by the way, on Monday night with LunkDAO on Metagloria. It was really great, and they had a great launch, and they're doing really well. So appreciate you showing up for projects in the community. I came now to this space a little bit late, so I missed some of the stuff that was discussed before. But it sounds like, everything is really moving forward for Luna Classic as a chain. It sounds like great things on the horizon. And I just want to bring up something because I have to say I'm a little bit confused about something. There are still some loud voices in the community that are talking about how, the community pushed back on this self-appointed committee of 9 people, and we're losing time, and we're going to lose great minds from the chain. And, my response to that is, which great minds are we being prepared to lose here? And if there are great minds that are somehow upset and they're ready to, why have we not seen any kind of proposal or budget from devs that the community can vote on and pass? The only thing we've seen are these proposals to fund advisors. And I just, I'm a little bit confused because it sounds like everything is moving forward and the great minds that we're all rallying around are still working very hard. Are we going to see ever a budget from Terra Rebels for costs of development? Is there any truth to these rumors that we're, potentially going to lose great people from working on the chain? I would just maybe like some feedback on what all this, this is about when people, some loud voices in the community are putting this out, please.
The business side of TR right now, it's a bit slow. because everything is taken up with code, and that's a bit on the slow side. As for whatever proposals are out there, that's up to the community to accept them or reject them.
Yeah, but it's not really exactly. Yeah, go ahead, Vegas. You know what I'm talking about, Vegas.
I know, mate. So regarding the old 4.1 million that now I believe that is 2.5 million. I understand. I think I understand exactly what we are talking. Just one disclaimer. I'm going to speak in a personal view, not in Terra Rebels view, because Terra Rebels is not getting engaged with this multi-signature wallet at all. And myself, my only concern is that money goes to the right owners, and that then the right owners do the distribution of the money. So that being said, I believe that you are talking about one of the last proposals that I did on Agora Forum. On that Agora Forum proposal, yes, it states about getting money for advisors and the lawyer thing and blah blah blah. And is important. And is important why? Because that money it didn't come from heaven. So we don't know exactly where that money come from. So the last thing that we want is to someone that touch that money and gets instantly burned. So is for example, when I get out from this AMA, I have a meeting with Eric. So we can start doing like a list of lawyers to start understanding who is going to be who is going to support checking or basically trying to do the detective work of understanding where this money comes from and if it's clean or not, blah blah blah, this and that. This is going to be just pencil, but in the future it might need to be costed as well on the calculations. That being said, if the money comes out clean, yeah. My suggestion, and this is a personal view, is that money should go to the community pool, and then from there, the mechanism that was already in place, yeah, that is the community spend proposal. Like for example, if you at this moment you have an amazing way of speeding, or imagine, let's put it this way: Terra Rebels has the V23, and like Yogabba just said. The front end team is not even sleeping properly. They don't eat. I don't know how the fuck they find time to even going to pee, but they are working a lot. And one thing is that people get tired, and yes, it needs a budget to understand what money they need to keep working, because it's 6 months and people are getting tired. That's understandable. That being said, in my view, again, it should be done in a way that if we're going to apply for money that is from this multi-signature wallet, it should come directly from the community pool and not from the multi-signature wallet, because having the money centralized in one point is against a decentralization, because one thing is for us to apply to money that is on a community pool, and the community can vote yes or not or whatever. If it's on a centralized way, then that 9 persons or whatever, they will be the, I will call a strange name because I don't have any more words in English, the dictators of the chain itself, and that's for me just screams centralization. All of this being said, this is a personal view regarding the people running away, bright minds running away from the chain itself, is a possibility. That's not unreal. Regarding the whole community, regarding the Terra Rebels, we already saw one person leaving, at least one. Almost sure that we will have more. But Marventos, he took some time off because he's just tired, and everyone just getting slightly tired with all of this. That multi-signature will help a lot. It depends. I'm not 100% sure that if we the new owners pick up that money and centralize it, give to this dude or that dude or this dude, mate, you're always going to have people get tired of asking money and not getting it, so they are going to run away as well. They are just going to say, okay, I'm tired of this, the community doesn't support me or whatever. Okay, so let's go to the second option. Let's send everything to the community pool. So what the bright minds have to do now, they have to apply for a community spend proposal. Okay, so they keep failing. The community doesn't send the money. Something is wrong. we might lose them as well. So it's difficult to reply exactly to your question directly. I have a personal view on this. I believe that the money should go to the community pool. Yes, it's taking a little too much time regarding the that multi-signature wallet going to the community pool, and one time consumption that we are getting more and more and more is because of how clean is that money, So it's like we have to understand exactly if that money is even clean enough to go to the community pool. So it will take a little time. But mate, to be fair, these bright minds, like you are saying, that we might lose them. A lot of them, they know exactly what is happening, and it's not like anyone is fighting. It's just different views sometimes. But everyone can agree on one thing: we need to understand if this money is clean or not. Regarding the opinion, if it stays on a multi-signature wallet or if it goes to the community pool, that is where we see different ways, but it's just a political way of thinking. But one thing that we can agree is exactly that. Let's first understand if this money is okay, and after, if this money is okay, then we can go and ask the community what they want to do with it.
Yeah, thanks Vegas for the clarification. So pretty much we're waiting on seeing if this money's clean or not. Remember, Terra Luna had a crash, and there's a lot of stuff we got to check in before we can go ahead and put those proposals out there for whoever multi-sig owners or whoever is going in the community pool. We'll decide that then, but thanks for the clarification, Vegas. Let's go ahead and move on to the last question. Green Eyes, you had your hand up.
Actually, Duncan was messaging. He wanted to ask us a question.
I can ask after McGree if.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, I just have a quick question in regards. First of all, I'd like to say, hey guys, great work, and I know y'all been tired, and I want to commend y'all for all the work that y'all done. Second, I want to inquire about the grants program, and when will that be available, and how will people or companies that are interested in the grants program be able to apply?
So you are talking about the Ed grant program, yeah? So Ed is not here, I believe. So Ed is not here at the moment. But
I can give because I'm a little bit informed about the grants program. I was helping Ed with some stuff regarding it. So basically, they are not the ones who control the money or will control the money. That's basically the idea behind the grants program is to be advisors for the community, so they are a little bit more informed if it comes to proposals and distributing those funds. So there will be a lot of information coming regarding the Terra Grants Foundation, and still probably the best person to clarify all the questions about it is Ed himself. So basically everything is gonna be transparent for the community. The informations about audits will be available for everyone for public view, and any sort of initiative organized by them, which will also be publicly announced to the community. So I think that's a question for totally different AMA, and hopefully they will organize some just before the official launch of the foundation.
Okay, thanks. I appreciate it. And I just want to make a statement. Once again, appreciate the work y'all do. Just want to get it out there that, community ran blockchain is cool, but a community ran blockchain with no leadership and no direction is subject to fail. So, because we have all chiefs and no Indians. So I hope we can get to a point where we can, have some type of leadership and some type of direction.
Yeah, of course. Thank you very much for hopping on here and asking a question for TR. I'm sure in future AMAs we can have more questions for Ventiswap too. I'm very excited for both of these facets for Terra Luna Classic. Like, I think the whole true on-chain thesis, especially if you're using market makers like Binance, will revolutionize the DeFi space. It's been something everybody's been asking for: more liquidity, more solid states to go ahead and hop on there and trade without having ludicrous slippage fees. So I did want to go ahead and thank Ventiswap for coming on here, for partnering pretty much at this point, it feels like, with the Terra Luna Classic communities, for pretty much helping us getting to a better state. We've really needed someone like Ventiswap, so it can't really stress the importance on it. Any transaction right now on that swap gets burnt, and it will also, they're of course deciding on whether or not they'll put it in the Oracle or the community pool or all these other places. That's left to I'd presume an Agora post that they're going to be doing in the future. Terra Rebels over here pretty much saying that they're all hands on deck on V23. There are of course some problems that arise there, but hopefully that should be done in December or latest January. They've also said that they're waiting on the money in terms of whether or not it's clean or not. So it's nice to hear those statements from the team, and hopefully we can have a better AMA in another time with all of these features actually out there. So thank you, gentlemen. But we're gonna have to close the space. I know Luna Classic Dev is a very busy guy. Terra Rebel is very busy. Ventiswap getting ready for some awesome stuff. So thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys for having us, and I'm looking forward to us working together, and definitely looking forward to helping you guys out. I highly respect what you guys are doing and believe in what you guys are doing with trying to rebuild this. And I'm looking forward to it.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much, guys. That'll be all for today. Anything, you're going to be able to search us on Spotify, on the Luna Classic Community channel. You're going to be able to listen to this AMA as well as others. You guys have an excellent day, and thank you so much for joining us. Good day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Yeah, bye-bye. Bye.